Hike in the Snow on YouTube, and you can catch her next comedy set at the Ice House Comedy Club with Cool Beans Comedy on April 2nd. Y'all give it up for Lennon Hopkins!
Thank you, Drew. Never been brought on stage like that before, and honestly, it was an honor. Give it up, QueenFest! What's up? This is my first time here! I'm stoked. I love the feminist energy in the house tonight. My mom is a hardcore feminist, and the indoctrination with the feminist agenda began young at my house. Yes, I'm a believer. My mom, I actually got this really unique perspective from my mom, thanks to her honesty. But we have like vastly different opinions when it comes to love and romance. Like, my mother was this hardcore, like, hippie feminist in the 60s, like pot smoking, really rebellious, kind of tough. I'm a little bit softer. I listen to Taylor Swift music and I write love poems in my diary. My mom was like fiercely independent, didn't chase romance, broke hearts in her youth. I fell in love with Daniel Radcliffe when I was 12 and honestly have never looked back. She was burning her bra in protest for women's reproductive rights. I'm burning my candles in my bubble bath trying to cope with the anxiety of potentially losing those rights. We're all burning stuff, guys. I think my mom's biggest hope for me is just that I would, continue to break hearts, never really settle down. The opposite of most parents that are asking you when you're gonna settle down and have kids. She was the complete opposite. And in spite of her good example, I am a hopeless romantic. I can't help it. And it is her fault. She read me The Princess Bride too young. I want as you wish! Come on! Who doesn't want that? Listen, when I was in college, and many of you were there when I was in college, so enjoy this. When I was in college, I was this like uptight, goody two-shoes, like serial monogamist. Like, who goes to college with like their boyfriend like long-term? This bitch right here. And then my stupid serious boyfriend dumped me my sophomore year, and I was like, you know what, instead of being heartbroken, I'm gonna follow in my feminist mom's footsteps. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set out, and I did, you guys. I set out to become a slut. Yeah, what's up, slut high five? Yeah! If you haven't had a slutty phase, I don't care what age or genders you are, it is never too late. Go for that shit. Yeah, because in my head, I was this like really independent, sexually liberated feminist icon, right? Like, I don't care, I don't want just the boys to become players, like, I'm the player now, queen, right? Yeah! The truth, you guys, the cold, hard truth, I was a terrible slut. Like, just world's worst slut. Like, and not like, yeah, the dirty kind, Like, if slutting had been a college course, I got an F. I just flunked out. I was dating like a couple dudes, and I was in love with all of them. Did not make a ton of sense. During my slut phase, I contracted like a really horrible UTI, urinary tract infection, not fun. And I proceeded to projectile vomit all over my best friend's dorm room. Like Exorcist style. If you've never had a UTI, that's not super common. So I had to go to the hospital. I don't remember much, but I came to in the hospital and my mom was there. And the doctors were telling her that the UTI had spread and I now had a very serious kidney infection. Or, and I quote, it might be hepatitis, we're not really sure. What a time to be unsure, doctor. I was terrified, I just started sobbing, I'm laying in the bed, I'm like, Mommy, is this because I'm a slut now? Just laughing, patting my head, like, no, honey. Because you're not a real slut. I would know. I was a real slut, let me tell you. I was like, this isn't a competition. Why are you like this? She's like, well, you're like this because of your father. He's the one who bought you The Princess Bride. I just read it out loud. And despite my mother's non-romantic tendencies, she's maternal AF. So she took me home. She nursed me. Not actually nursed me, that's gross. She nursed me back to health, or she tried. But you guys, I proceeded to get worse. The vomiting persisted. More exorcisms happened. And a new symptom emerged. I had to dig out an overnight Super Plus Maxi Pad. They're the ones you keep at the back of the toilet. because they're too big to fit under your sink. Just shove that in my underwear. I'm hobbling back and forth like a boat in my panties, just to and from the toilet to my bed. For those of you who haven't caught on yet, a Super Plus Maxi Pad can be used as a diaper in case of an emergency, or a flotation device if you're in a plane crash. And I was like, this is bad. I'm embarrassed. I can't stop throwing up. We gotta go to the emergency room. So Mom drives me to the emergency room. We roll up, and I am vomiting into a plastic Disneyland bag that I found in the back of her car. Just like, oh, thanks, happiest place on earth. Hey, I guess these bags do come in handy. A nurse wheels me in a wheelchair into the ER. I'm just throwing up in the Disney bag, and I look up and I see that this ER is filled with the hottest doctors and nurses I have ever seen, you guys. It was McSteamies everywhere. I thought they were doing like a calendar shoot for like hot doctors, like Hunks for Health Month. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like a newly single, sexually liberated, college-age slut. And I'm shitting into a maxi pad? Like, come on! What are the odds? They're wheeling me into a back room. I'm just like, huh? Hey, what's your name? Huh? You want my phone number? Huh? You want my MySpace profile? Nobody wanted my MySpace profile. Finally, I just shut my eyes in shame, just waiting for it to be over. I feel these big, strong arms lift me out of the wheelchair, lay me into a hospital bed. Open my eyes and fucking Captain America's laying me into a hospital bed and handing me a fucking bedpan to throw up into. He's like tall, buff hair, voice like a bell. He leans in close, hair toss. He's like, I know you're not feeling well, hun, but I need you to tell me all of your symptoms. I'm like, no, thank you. Like, what am I supposed to tell hot Captain America, dude? I like start combing my hair frantically. I'm like, well, let's see. I feel like I'm being possessed by the Exorcist demon. I can't stop vomiting, and I'm shitting into a maxi pad. But like, what are you doing when you're off work tonight? Do you want to take care of me at my place or yours? Because I we got a clown. Yeah, okay. Just try to pose with the bedpan all sexy. It's not working. And he keeps calling me hun. He's like, you're gonna feel so much better when we get this saline IV in you, hun. I'm like, I'd feel a lot better if we got something else in me. And I still, okay, pose harder. It's not working. And I realized, in my head, I was like, oh, this is my forever dude. It's hot Captain America nurse. He's gonna nurse me back to health. We're gonna fall madly in love. I'm gonna be like, will you help me change my shit-filled maxi pad? And he's gonna be like, as you wish. I see why I was a failed slut. That thought process tracks, now I get it. It turned out I didn't have a UTI, by the way, or a kidney infection, or hepatitis, shout out to whatever that fucking doctor was on. I had the stomach flu. Plain old stomach flu. But I got it from a dude at college who I had a one-night stand with. So take that, Mom! It is because I was a rebellious, empowered slut.